Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to day three of the Interregional Chess Championship 2025. Today we have a lot of exciting matchups for our round seven: Chennai versus Patna, Lucknow versus Mumbai, Delhi versus Hyderabad, and Bengaluru versus Kolkata. So, a bunch of exciting matches lined up, and I have here joined with me Animesh and Anirudh. Hello, Animesh.
Hello, Aramal.
Okay, so let's jump right into this. Has any of the matches started?
I think this one has started. They're already, Team Patna is already 2 points ahead. Let's
Ooh, okay. So Patna is already in the lead. Okay,
let's
so if
see.
there's any game that seems
Let me
interesting,
see.
you can.
Okay, so one game has already finished.
Mhm.
Let's
Okay, I
see.
think there should be two that are ongoing, maybe. Right.
Hmm. I think this is going to happen now.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh no, it's the same game. Okay. Let me see this one. Where can we actually check which one's going on right now?
I think
Not
like the
actually.
results kind of won't be shown. I'm not sure. Yeah, so you
Let's
see
see
the
this
dashes,
one.
right? Okay, that's not it.
Every game has seemed to be finished, I think. Oh no, this game has started. No, I don't think so. No, okay. So, I mean, we can go through this game meanwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go through this.
Hmm.
So we
Okay,
have,
so here's a matchup. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah. So King's Pawn. Okay, these players are fairly matched, right? Fairly
Hmm.
evenly matched. Okay, let's
Yeah.
see how this goes.
Okay, so
Queen.
so so quite okay. So Queen moved in the second move of the game. We know it's going to be a dramatic game. So let's see.
Yeah.
So,
The bishop
developing
c4,
mode,
the
normal.
oldest trick in the book. It does not fall for it.
Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, it's 1241. If you're 241, you might fall for it, but you're 4 digit, you should not
Yeah.
fall for it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, so white's taking the center. Okay,
Hmm.
and
But okay, I think the bishop move to d6 was not the best choice by black.
yeah,
Right now, you
yeah,
kind of
it can go like
leave
this.
the contest for the
Oh,
center.
but
That attacks the
oh,
queen.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
But like right
If you
before,
move the
you
queen
can
and
move.
then
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
You can move the
hmm,
queen and you can attack the bishop. But more than that, it's kind of
hmm,
positionally a bad choice. You put your
yeah,
bishop in front of the pawn.
hmm, this pawn is
Yeah, you
kind of
put the
stuck.
yeah, yeah, the pawn is kind of stuck. And usually like you need to stop white from expanding in the center.
Hmm,
Right? And the way you do that is through something like d5 or c5. But now you put the bishop on d6. How is the pawn
hmm.
supposed to move to d5?
Yeah, you have to strike with d5. Here.
Yeah, d5 is the necessary pawn break if black wants to
Yeah.
equalize. But
Hmm.
he doesn't do it, and now he'll have some trouble bringing out the pawn on d7.
Okay, so let's go here.
Okay, so back to the game. I think like the reload button on the right
Yeah,
side will
yeah,
restore the game.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so castles. Okay, F5
f5.
striking with. Okay, so not
Yeah,
even addressing the.
this is the blunder. Yeah, now the
Yeah,
queen hacks.
yep. Uh, that was the main purpose. He played d5 to somehow attack in the center, and then ultimately the eventually that queen will be exposed for the rook.
Yeah, he does set up a discovery, but this is also direct threat, right? After pawn takes
Hmm.
pawn, which just happened on the board, the queen is
Yeah.
attacked and the bishop is attacked
Oh,
simultaneously.
so we have an update. Team Patna region IRCC won this by 3-5.
Yes.
Not so one-sided as we've seen in the previous matches we commentated. This was
Yeah.
3-5, quite
Yeah,
close,
absolutely.
but
This is more
yeah,
closer.
yeah. Okay, so queen now
Anyway, the
hangs.
queen hangs, and I think, not much of
Uh,
a competition after this.
I
Okay,
mean,
so I guess we can
you
like
have
skip through. Yeah,
yeah. So the bishop is okay. So he sacrificed to your rook for two pieces. Okay, so
yeah,
let's
and
see.
that's like a very good sacrifice. Not even a
Hmm.
sacrifice, a good trade, right?
Yeah, it's straight.
Yeah, and this is a very sort of one-sided position. The bishop on A8 is trapped,
Hmm.
and
But I
eventually
don't
they
know why
lost.
he. Okay, so his rook was hanging, so he have to defend it. So he cannot
Yeah,
take the bishop, and the bishop moves to safety. Okay, so this is pretty much
game over.
yeah. Okay, so you hang the queen, and that's checkmate.
Checkmate. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty low level game for their rating points. You don't actually see this much. You have the time. One person doesn't even use the time, and 1% overdoes it.
Yeah,
And they didn't even play it with quite the rating they had. 1200,
yeah,
you should have basic
mm,
principles like attacking in the center and looking forward that your queen doesn't hang. But okay,
you're right. At 1200,
things
we would
happen.
expect them to know these things, but
Yeah.
sometimes stuff happens, right? Sometimes
Hmm.
you're not in the right state of mind, and then you make moves you otherwise wouldn't make.
Hmm.
So I sympathize with
Yeah,
the
let's
player who
see
played
some,
that.
let's see the higher rated game played
Yes.
by the two highest rated, 1900 and a 1868. I think we will have. Okay, so I think we are going to transition into a Pierce defense here because that was what's showing. Pierce defense. So they obviously know their theory. Mainline Kolmov system. Okay, I've never heard of that.
Uh, yeah, but this is like a kind of like the King's Indian defense without the pawn on C4,
Hmm.
right? But I guess more technically, it's like the perk when you go D6.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
okay, but
so
black gets a lot of space straight out of the opening.
hmm. Hmm. I think that might be the idea of the opening they played to gain queen side expansion and space in the queen side.
Yeah, perhaps that is what this is aimed at. But the problem with pushing pawns this early is that you never know if they're a weakness or a strength.
Yeah, you
Right? The
never know
pawn.
if it's going to be an overextension or potentially good
Yeah,
for you in the future.
absolutely. Yeah. So whether this expansion helps black remains to be
Hmm.
seen.
Hmm.
But white is doing well. White is bringing
Yeah.
out his pieces, castling. It's all very good.
Hmm. Okay, so
Okay.
traded the knights. Okay, so white is clearly better in the opening here, a
Yeah.
bit better. Okay, so
So okay.
white is.
Yeah. Now you see what I was trying to say. The b4 pawn is now a weakness rather than a strength.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
you isolated pawn,
apart
right?
from apart from like you might immediately lose the e7 pawn if you take with the queen,
Hmm.
right? So you have
Yeah.
to take with the bishop. Now you're forced to take with the bishop,
Hmm.
and
Okay, so
not
it's
the
a
best
nice
move.
move
I
strike.
actually really like this move. Yeah, e6 is
Yeah,
really good.
you basically have to take because white is going to take next, or the knight hangs. If you move the knight, he is eventually going to take here because it's giving a check, and then this pawn also, have no this
Yeah,
one. Hmm.
yeah, absolutely. This pawn is like a
Yes.
thorn in black's position.
Yeah, so he eventually does that. Okay, so if somehow the rook moves, this pawn is again hanging.
Yeah, eventually at some point or the other, the
Yeah.
pawn will collapse. There's way
Okay,
too
so
many weak pawns. You look at the
so,
b4
so
pawn.
black is clearly targeting this.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
very
it's as simple as protecting.
easily
Yeah,
defended. Yeah. Okay, so nothing too crazy, improving the position. Oh, nice. Oh, the engine doesn't like this move.
yeah. I think like you could maybe taking not the best of moves, but okay, maybe just rook takes e6, and
Here,
if rook takes bishop, then rook e8 pins the queen.
yeah.
Something along these lines should be winning. But
Hmm.
even otherwise, I think White's position is so much better that
Yeah, this simple, some 2 points advantages give, if he loses the point advantage, it doesn't even matter because you're already up
yeah,
so much.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, see. Hmm.
So White is still winning because too
Hmm.
many loose pawns for Black.
Yeah.
Okay, now the check. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so
he hangs the bishop, which is funny.
I mean, if he hangs the bishop, he actually gets another one back, right?
Yeah, you might get the other bishop back, but everything starts falling apart if you like in
Hmm.
this end game. You do not want to trade more pieces if you're Black. You want to try to keep as many pieces on the board, but
Okay, so
okay, check queen there.
it's a
Yeah,
desperado types move.
yeah, you can't take the bishop if the queen hangs, so
Hmm.
king has to move back,
Okay, so
and
it was a
yeah, now
nice.
you win the entire bishop.
Hmm.
Okay, but a lot of
Oh,
nice
okay, so
tactics here.
it's
Yeah,
a
and
nice,
now
another queen go. Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
Okay, I think like this is good enough for this.
Hmm.
The rest of this is easily done by players of
Yeah.
their caliber.
Hmm. This was a nice game actually. We had a good
Yeah,
opening
nice game.
theory and then tactics in the middle game.
Yeah,
Quite a few blunders from inquisitive thinker here.
yeah,
Um, hmm. Bishop of Drip actually rocked with his bishop right here. This bishop, which was once, kind of, on the verge of getting taken and just emerged out as a hero.
yeah. But the bishop got tripped, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Hmm. Okay, so
Okay, so on to the next game. Do we have anything?
yeah, so they have another game, but I think let's check out this
Sure.
early, yeah, this 1477 and 1532 game. Let's see. Why isn't it should load, but it is not. Okay, so it's this one. Okay. And why is it even showing this one if this is the clickable one?
Yeah, I'm not
Anyways,
sure.
okay, so you can see a crazy position here. Let's go through this oh, we have a Scandinavian here. Okay.
Once again, another Scandi.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, we saw quite a lot in the previous tournament,
Yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
previous round actually. Okay,
Hmm.
so Scandinavian, normal, nothing too crazy, and yes. Okay, so
Yeah, this is a nice setup by Black. Like the bishop on b7, the bishop on f6. Looks very
hmm,
good for Black.
okay.
Yeah, but you always need to worry about the square on c5.
Wait, this
This is
one?
the problem. Yeah, the knight sits
Yeah.
there, and you can imagine the knight can do some damage,
Oh
like the
yeah,
white
this
knight.
one, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it could sit there, not immediately, but at some
Hmm.
point it could sit on c5, and
But
it's a
I
nice
think
setup for white.
White might be tempted to take this bishop actually.
Yeah, white might be tempted to, but like I think we can look at this as sort of a good knight versus bad bishop kind of situation. Like the
Yeah,
bishop
I
in
mean this
f6
the
is
bishop
kind
is
of tough.
staring at a brick wall right here. Doesn't have a
Yeah,
line.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah,
This
you
square is
could
taken.
argue you
Yeah.
could argue that the bishop will become better in the endgame,
Hmm.
right? And maybe that's the case. But if I were white, I would keep both the knights on the board. So like a knight on c5,
Hmm.
and the other knight jumps to e5, and have really
Yeah.
dominant knights,
Yeah.
right? So I'll take
Hmm.
my chances in the middle game if I was
Yeah.
white.
So I think White thinks along your line as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now is a good time
Yeah.
to deny the knight trade. Okay, knight e5,
Okay.
queen
Queen
d5.
here. Clearly targeting this knight. Knight moves.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So he
think
trades.
this I think this move right here
Yeah, I
you
really like
wanted,
the
right?
idea of c5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. At this
And
point, really, these knights are really good. They cover many more squares.
yeah, absolutely. And like they work so well together. They control a large portion of the board. The knight on
Hmm.
e5 controls a lot of key squares on the king side. The other knight controls a lot of squares on the queen side. They're
Hmm.
untouchable, basically. Right? You
Hmm.
can't attack these knights that easily.
Hmm.
And your rook, for example, you look at the rook on a8, it has to
Hmm.
stay protecting the pawn on a6.
Yeah.
Right? So the knight is doing a good job, both the knights.
Hmm. But he thinks of trading it. Still equal. It's not too. Okay, so
Yeah, I mean
attack
it's not
the
like
bishop. The bishop
losing.
moves back. Okay, the queen here. Okay, so he wants to, now attack the this
Pawn.
setup here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
the
he needs to be
pawn.
careful here. I think
Hmm.
white is losing their edge with every move that they make. You need to have some sort of idea in this position, right? Some sort of plan. Otherwise,
Hmm.
soon the position will fall apart.
Okay, so
But pawn
okay,
takes
so I
pawn,
think
just 8-6 wins the game, I think.
which here?
8-6, yeah. The bishop drops
Okay,
back to h8 and then knight
yeah.
f6 check.
Hmm. You have to take.
Yeah, but now
Okay, so it's
checkmate on
basically.
g7 is,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he
But
missed this. H5 is a move with a threat, and
hmm.
apparently neither side
And I
saw it.
think he played it like in 2 seconds. We have a 3 second bonus, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, so if it's 35, so if you took like 2 seconds, then you will have 35. If he thought for a bit, he might get. But sometimes you get overwhelmed that other person haven't spent much time and you're already down
Yeah,
around 3.5 minutes.
true.
So
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
hmm,
that's the case, but
yeah, I mean,
the
Black is
opportunity,
playing.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, black is fine. Like he has opened up the F file. Now black is on
Hmm.
the attack here.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so yeah,
so good so far.
this becomes a problem right now. Pass pawn. If the rook
Yep.
supports it and somehow.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Now white is in trouble.
Uh, yeah, they traded their knight. So this one is weak. So
Hmm.
you have to so now your queen will have to play defense.
Yeah, queen will have to play defense, but who's going to stop the pawn on a4, right?
If
The
yeah,
pawn rolls on the board is very difficult to stop.
yeah. I mean, too many problems at one time. You have to look for this as this side as well. You have this weakness as well. You have to play defense with your queen, which is usually offensive piece.
Yeah,
Okay, so attack the queen, which is a one mover. Okay, so
yeah. Now,
I think we are.
hmm, yeah. They're
Okay,
repeating
so
moves. I'm not sure why.
okay, so I mean, winning some time here. I guess when you're low in time, you just repeat some move.
Yeah, I guess so.
Queen.
But like you have twice the time as your opponent. Why would you want to repeat?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, so
Like
they
black is
completely
too
lost
innocent to
everything
fight.
around here. But
Yeah,
hmm. Okay, so it's basically it was over here, but somehow Black lost all the advantage here.
yeah. So
What could
one
be the
second,
best
let me.
move here?
Which move?
I mean, see, he played this, so and he lost all his advantage. What what would be the best move here? Apart from D3, which we saw was not a good move.
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out the problem with rook d3.
Hmm.
I can't see anything immediately.
I mean, bringing
Is it?
the other rook.
No,
Oh
no,
no,
that.
it's that too
Yeah.
is not good.
So one second. So black to play here. What's a good move?
Yeah,
Hmm. I don't think white has an immediate threat right now, right? You look at white's position.
yeah,
There's no immediate threat.
yep.
Maybe it's possible to play a bit more slowly. Um,
Uh,
so
I think it
what about a
has
move like
something
rook?
to do with this rook, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe like if you move the rook from there, there's the queen e8 check, and that
Hmm.
wins the pawn on e6. So you can't move that rook off the eighth rank.
Yeah.
rook and f8.
But it's a 5 point advantage, so I guess it must be something better than winning the pawn.
Yeah, something. No, no, I'm like talking from white's point of view. If
Oh,
black moves the rook,
hmm.
then there's queen e8 check. So wait,
Hmm.
maybe let me think. What are we missing here? Okay, can we look at rook d8 maybe?
Here.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not the move.
that's not it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
not. I don't
Okay, I'm
think so.
not sure. I'm
Doubling the rook. Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some sort of tactic here that we
Is
are
this the
missing.
move? Oh, it's not even the move. Okay, so
Yeah, some sort
I
of
don't
tactic
think.
that
Yeah.
we are entirely missing.
Not here. No, obviously not. Okay, so it's.
No, that's not it. Yeah, I'm beaten. I don't know
Hmm.
what the best move is. But
I
um,
don't even have the engine lines. Yeah, we have. I can't
yeah,
even use engine here. Uh,
yeah, yeah. You can maybe try self-analysis. Maybe that'll
yeah, maybe they. Wait,
maybe
let me.
that'll be the best move there.
Yeah.
Some sort
Oh
of
yeah,
tactic.
I think I can see it. Wait. Which
Okay.
move are we on?
We're on move number
40th.
40.
40th, right? Yeah. So let's see. What is the best move here? Rook c2. Wow.
Rook
What?
c2 in this position. So queen takes c2. Ah, there's queen takes d4 then. Okay, that makes sense. So rook
Queen takes
c2,
c2.
queen takes, and then maybe there's queen takes d4.
Oh,
Everything hangs. So rook on e5,
yeah.
rook on a2, the rook on a1. But I don't blame white for not, black for not finding this. It's not
Yeah,
exactly the most
it's
obvious move in the
very
position.
obscure. It's a very obscure move, just
Yeah,
hanging
like it,
there.
it threatens g2, so you have to
Yeah,
take it,
yeah,
right? So yeah, it forces a win. That's a really nice move.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, chess never
it-
stops blowing my mind.
yeah, it never cease to, okay, so let's check,
Yeah,
another, yeah,
Yeah, you can also.
another
welcome,
game.
Yeah, my
yeah,
mic is good. Uh,
okay,
Oh,
welcome back.
fantastic.
yeah, you can check other scores as well. What were the scores?
Yeah, so
Yeah, the
this,
other scores. 1 second.
hmm,
Lucknow versus Mumbai. I think the next round is in 5 minutes. So maybe
Yeah,
we can look at one more game from
sure.
yeah,
another
so,
matchup. 1 second.
okay, so this region, right? We can check. Okay, so let's go for,
Yeah, for some reason, like sort of, it's not showing up in my. It just
hmm,
shows that loading symbol, and I can't really see the matches for some
hmm.
reason. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know.
I think, chess.com won't let you open two tabs at once.
Yeah, but
Okay, just
I have like only one tab open and still doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
just check the score and speak it out. Yeah, just what.
Yeah, yeah, doing it. Wait.
Okay, so Bengaluru versus Kolkata is working for me. The score there, Bengaluru won 2.5 to 1.5.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
okay, Bengaluru won that match. The other matches I'm not able to see, so I cannot inform our
okay.
viewers on it.
Okay, so let me check Delhi versus Hyderabad.
Yeah, that was a match that got cancelled. Like it, I have to check what happened. Might be a bye win for Delhi.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lucknow versus Mumbai as well, or
What Lucknow? We'll check. We'll check on that. Just
Sure.
just
Okay.
uh, just go through any of the games you feel were good ones, and
Okay,
we can start with the new ones at 9:45.
okay, okay.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll do a quick look, and then we will go for the live games.
Okay.
So, okay, the Chennai, it's again opening that previous one.
Sure.
Yep, it's the same problem with with my side as well. I cannot open the Lucknow versus Mumbai one.
Yeah, can you try
But Bangalore,
Bengaluru versus Kolkata?
yeah, yeah, I'm doing it. Uh, yeah, so Bangalore region. Oh, it was a close. Oh, only two players played here.
Yeah.
2.5 and 1.5. I guess someone draw a game here. Okay, so let me present this. We'll go. Yeah. So let's look at this game.
Okay.
Okay, so oh, so it's a draw
So
by repetition tied. So I don't think so. It would be a good game to. Okay, so let's watch this.
yeah, Shiva versus Rupam.
Okay, so it's
Let's see. This will be
another
interesting.
quick. Yeah, it's another quick game. I guess someone must have blundered in the opening and then got frustrated and you know
Yeah, maybe.
resigned.
So let's see. Oh, we have
Okay,
the
so another
yeah,
scoreless mate attempt.
yeah,
Okay, so
the oldest
okay,
trick in the book. Please don't hang. Yeah. Oh no.
okay,
Bishop takes 8-6.
oh,
Okay, at least
okay. So
they play d5.
yeah, yeah.
So
Uh,
now bishop takes and g6. Okay, queen has to
okay, so you
check.
hang your
And,
rook. I
yeah,
mean, he got succeeded actually.
yeah,
You don't get at this stage. 8:15 and 9:06. You get to start. You start to get the hang of it. You don't actually hang it, but
yeah,
I think okay. So resignation was quite obvious at this point.
yeah. Way too many pieces down. So
Yeah.
yeah, understandable. He missed his scholar's mate
Hmm.
idea, but at least he redeemed himself. I like that he redeemed himself. He went d5 and prevented immediate checkmate.
Yeah.
So good,
So
kudos to him
this
for that.
region doesn't actually have higher rated players.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Delhi region games are interesting to watch. They have quite a good players there.
yeah.
Okay, so
Bengaluru could have been stronger.
but
I think
yeah.
if a bunch of players who didn't play had played, but
See, we saw this again, right, in the previous games. This move is slow. This move is slow. That's why the engine. Okay, but okay. Let's see.
yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
you are
this is not
giving up
stronger.
two pieces for a rook and a pawn, which is not good
Yeah,
for
that
you
is,
in the end game.
if you
In
count the
the middle
material,
game.
yeah,
Hmm. The
material wise, then
material
this
is
is okay.
yeah, material is equal, but you have to have more pieces in the game because the rook takes part in the end game and middle game you need the pieces.
Yeah, you're right. That's one of the reasons. Another reason is that like that pawn that you have, the extra pawn, doesn't matter too much
Hmm.
in the middle
Yeah.
game. It matters a lot in the end game, but in the middle game, doesn't matter too much. If two pieces are much better.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, white is just winning.
Okay, so white. Okay, so black even traded it. Okay, so
Okay, now slowly bring out the pieces.
okay, so
I
you're
wouldn't give
giving
up
up the
that bishop.
bishop.
That bishop is an excellent bishop.
Okay, so white has no regard for that bishop. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
but the bishop should be saved, in my opinion. It's an
Yeah.
excellent bishop.
Okay, so he saved it. Nice pinning the knight.
Okay, e-file bar,
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checkmate. Nice checkmate.
Hmm. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he saw that actually. That's why he pushed that pawn forward.
You. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. You have to play like here.
Yeah.
So,
Something like that would
yeah.
prevent mate.
Hmm. Okay, so I guess the another round has started. So I will
Yeah. I'm
present
checking.
that.
Yeah. It has started. So.
Okay, so let's see Delhi versus Patna. I guess some interesting game might be going on there.
Hmm.
Okay, so Delhi IRCC. Okay, I think one game is going on. Let's see. Let's see the. Let's check the. Okay, so okay, I think one game is going on. Let me quickly present it.
Okay.
So we have a mashup. Okay, so we saw this. Guess I'm the best and Bishop of Drip. We analyzed his game actually, and we s- we saw his game actually. He played a quite a good game in the
Hmm.
last round I commentated in.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think of the current position?
Uh. Need a second to count the material. Black is up 2 pawns.
Okay,
Is
so
it?
he hung the rook. Mate in
Yeah.
one.
He hangs a rook and it's
Oh,
checkmate as well. So
oh God.
I'm not sure why
I
you
mean,
would.
I think it must be blind. Okay, so another game has started. It was
Yeah.
it
But
would be
like I would
so
not
hectic.
expect a 2200 to blunder that.
Yeah, it was complete blind spot.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the next game. Looks like a perk again.
Hmm.
Perk defense. But
I guess it's a modern defense with
yeah,
e4.
modern is like a,
Hmm. You don't control the
blunder.
center, by pushing the pawn. You control it from afar with your bishops.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly the idea with all of these hyper modern openings.
Hmm. Okay,
So
so
again, we
this,
have this sort of
yeah.
very
I mean, it
weird
might be
attack.
new lines you experiment while.
Yeah,
So
could
okay,
be,
so
could be.
he could have defended the pawn by playing the knight while developing, but he chose
That might
to.
run into e5, and then the
Hmm.
knight is kicked away.
Okay, so I think it was bit too quick to open the center right now. Plus, you lose the pawn.
Yeah, you do lose the pawn. I think that's the biggest reason.
Okay, so okay, so okay, so taking the pawn wasn't even a good move. Playing knight c6 is the best move here.
I think taking the pawn should
Yeah,
also be
I think
fine.
it would be the second best move.
Yeah,
Okay, so
because
he.
after you take, then we threaten queen before check. Could you maybe check that line?
Okay, wait.
So let's say pawn takes pawn instead
Okay,
of knight
wait. Yeah,
e6.
yeah, yeah. And then
Pawn takes pawn
yeah.
is queen before check, but uh, no, the black queen will go to
Oh,
the
v4.
queen
Okay,
before check. King moves. Wait, I'm sort of calculating. Queen check.
okay. So you defend with the queen. Oh, you don't defend with the queen.
No, I guess like you can give up that bishop and go for
And
like
then
f7.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay,
I
a
think
lot of
if he
lines to
takes,
calculate here.
yeah, if he takes, you have just basically lost.
Yeah. So
So,
okay, if we
hmm,
reload the board, knight c6. Okay, just develop the pieces, keep the pressure on.
hmm. Kicking out the knight.
E6.
Okay, so knight goes back to h3, and okay, e5 castles. Okay, so you cannot take that pawn.
E4.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, now black has established the concrete center.
Oh, why is castling bad?
The g6 pawn is hanging because f7 is pinned.
Oh, wow. I mean, he might, see that. Yeah, he saw that.
Yeah, he did see it, and
Oh, it's a fork for the. Okay, so
yeah, the rook is lost, and
I think guess I'm the best is not playing his best right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his bishops are actually, doing the work. I think
Yeah.
he. Okay, so he has to, regain his composure, take advantage of his high. Okay, so he wants a trade. I mean, black obviously
Yeah.
wouldn't want a trade.
Yeah. Understandable.
Hmm.
And now White has to decide how to bring out the pieces.
Hmm.
So yeah, as a positional player, unlike Rook E1, Rookish 5, Queen can just move. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe E6, E3, or maybe H4.
Yeah, e3 or here, right? Yeah, he played it here.
Yeah, it goes H4.
Okay, so what? Oh, so you cannot play here because you lose the knight.
Yeah, the knight just hangs.
So knight back.
Yeah, but if yeah,
Oh,
knight
and then
F1, knight E3.
another backward knight moves.
Hmm.
Oh, so this pawn is hanging. Okay, so you leave it hanging.
Yeah, I mean black is way more to worry about than that pawn.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot even. You don't want to take this pawn because this rook would come and the bishop is
Yeah,
pinned.
yeah. You don't want to take that pawn, but like the king in the center is anyway lost.
Um,
You're an exchange down, right?
hmm.
So okay, he goes
Ah,
bishop F4.
hmm.
Yeah, I like the the slow improving moves.
Hmm.
Bishop E5. Okay. Knight E3. Yeah, all very logical. Knight will eventually get to F5. Okay, now maybe no, that doesn't work. Okay, so I guess the king running to the queen side means you open up the queen side with C4. Yeah. So C4 and
I mean, this
queen.
move was incoming. I had this move in mind. The only
Yeah,
pawn
yeah,
break at this point.
yeah. True. And it makes even more sense when the king starts running towards the queen side.
You have to take it. I mean,
Yeah, you sort of have to take it. I mean, if you take it or not, white will open up the C file
yeah.
with pawn takes pawn.
Either you take it or white takes it, and then.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, the material disparity is so much that it doesn't matter. Like
Hmm.
the smaller positional details doesn't matter as much anymore in this position.
Yeah, it's like 5.2 advantage. You really had to mess up big time to
Yeah,
get to this position.
yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, black would happily trade this bishop. This
Hmm.
bishop was anyway stuck, and this bishop is also not so useful at this point. This bishop, on the other hand, I mean, bishop of drip has his bishops.
Yeah, his bishops are on point, living up to his namesake.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I think like this game is anyway done. Why don't we look at
Yeah, yeah.
different
We
games
should-
maybe?
hmm.
Maybe some
Let's.
more exciting stuff.
Okay, so this is quite a imbalanced one. Let's see how
Hmm.
is tech Teachers is doing. Oh, Teachers is not doing fine, obviously. But let's
Yeah.
see. Let's
So
see from he played
it does become.
Sicilian. He
Hmm.
plays okay, so it's hard to pronounce name. Rosalimo I know, but let's see.
Yeah.
So this one, okay,
So
Sicilian.
for C5, knight
Okay.
C6, and bishop B5. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think this line is popular anymore.
Hmm.
You give up the bishop very early, and it's a valid idea. The idea itself makes sense. You give up the
Hmm.
bishop for the C6 knight, you increase your control on the center, but
Yeah. Okay, so White, actually knows his theory well.
hmm,
Hasn't blundered in the opening. Okay, so
yeah, 92 is a nice move.
So I can see neither of these players are trading these bishops. It's a staring
Yeah, I think
contest.
they should trade the bishops, in my opinion.
Hmm. I mean, this move, obviously, the engine doesn't like this move.
Yeah, probably because it allows the trade. Yeah. And, like, if you look at the black's position, that bishop played a major role.
Yeah. I mean, for a 1500, playing against a 500 rated player, 500 advantage, he has the 500 rated advantage. And you
Yeah.
are, basically 1.3, but
Hmm.
uh, it's a good thing, but he didn't quite keep it. They're back
Yeah.
again.
So far, so good. I like all his moves.
Yeah.
D5, the bishop is now
Why?
dumbed down.
Hmm.
Eventually,
Oh.
94 is on the horizon.
Hmm.
Yeah, perfect.
White is playing actually. White is playing really good. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, wait, wait. Is there some sort of sacrifice with knight e5, knight f5? I mean, wait, I'm sort of
knight
just
f5.
calculating. Probably not. Probably a bad move, but let's just look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Like
works.
you cannot take it because
The,
yeah,
everything. The king's just so weak, right? The
yeah,
queen g4 is incoming, and
hmm,
yeah, this is like a
yeah.
move that just hit my head. Knight g5, knight f5, and
Hmm.
instant win.
Okay, so which of this king move, you know, loses these slowest? I mean, all the king moves lose, but
Yeah, probably king f8 if I had to guess.
yeah,
Yeah,
king
king
f8,
f8
right?
now, but there's still the queen walking into g4.
Oh
Yeah,
no, dude.
h4, like, it doesn't threaten. Queen g4 threatens queen g7.
Yeah,
Now you
like
can't
here
stop
and here,
queen
right?
g7. Yeah,
And like if here,
the bishop just hangs. So
so basically, okay, so here, I mean, it's not a pleasant position for you to be in.
yeah, true.
So like G4.
But he missed it. Okay.
Yeah, he played G4. I thought for a moment he did find all those moves, but it was
No.
only G4.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Queen attacks. Okay, so he. Mm, all right.
It's just bishop takes knight. Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, if white, but see, I think we should see. But oh, they're having a quite. What do you want? Do you want to go through all this or just go for the
No,
live
we
one?
can skip to the end. We can see. I
Yeah,
think
how they are
black
doing.
should probably
Okay,
be.
it's a good. Oh no.
Yeah, rook up is a dominant
Yeah, I
advantage.
mean, he actually, he had the confidence for he was higher rated and
Yeah, true.
it eventually catches up on you. The
Hmm.
1500 rated player would eventually get nervous, overthink
Yeah.
the moves, whether it's a good move or not, whether it's
Wha-
losing or not.
What's the current score going on for Delhi match?
I think Delhi,
But
yeah, 4-0. No, it's 0-4.
oh, that's interesting.
Wow. Actually, Delhi,
Mm, yeah,
wow,
now it will change. Yeah, one match.
one. Okay, so nice. So it's another match between Perfect Stranger and Tech Chess. T-Chess, actually. Let's see if he holds his composure this time. I mean, T-Chess, you're playing really, well.
Yeah.
You don't have to get nervous whether you. Basically,
True.
the
He has.
overthinking is the killer part.
Hmm.
So D4 might be a good move, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
d4 is fine.
I mean, you strike in the center and you defend this.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
d3 also
suppressed.
does the same thing, but it's not as aggressive.
I mean, as a 2000 rated player, you don't actually want to, block in that bishop,
Hmm.
basically.
That's true. That's true. The bishop is
Hmm.
now blocked in.
I automatically think of this move, actually.
Yeah,
This
I
might
think
be
the
the
reason
best
why
move
he doesn't think of d4 It's
Yeah.
because you're giving up the central pawn for a slightly flanked pawn, the c pawn,
Yeah.
right? So intuitively, it doesn't make sense. Positionally, seems bad, but the truth is, you play d4 to control the center, and even if you give up the central pawn for the flank pawn, you have two
Mm.
other central pawns that are doing a good job on e4, e5, and f4.
Oh, so if so, he played it here, and okay, we not so committing, very non-committal moves like slightly moving this here, slightly.
Yeah, but I see his vision. Yeah, c4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I see his vision. Yes,
Mm.
and I see three, and then control the d5 square. I think that's what he's going for here.
Mm. So you have prospects of these in the future.
Yeah, the major difference here is that black's bishops are much better than white's bishops. The pawn structure is more or less symmetrical, but the true difference maker is the two bishops. They're far more
So
active.
this pawn is hanging. So
Yeah, now the pawn is he needs to defend it. Something like
and
queen
you
b1.
have to play it. So the queen will have to play defense now.
Yeah, either queen b1 or you can
Oh
try knight
yeah,
e1.
yeah.
Yeah, knight e1 actually I find interesting. Uh,
Knight e4, right?
no, no, knight to e1. The other knight drops back to e1.
Oh, sorry. It's d1. Knight to e1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find
Okay.
this interesting because now you can try a different sort of thing. You can put the bishop on f3, the knight on c2, and then
Hmm.
eventually the knight jumps on e3.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, then you have to be careful though. Make
Can
sure
we
it's
switch games? Yeah, let's check Lucknow's match.
Okay.
If you guys yeah, just check the scores and
Okay.
maybe see go through some of the match.
Okay.
sure, sure.
Actually, the Lucknow one isn't opening right now, so that's why we opened this one
No
and
worries, no
got.
worries. Okay, okay, that's fine. Cool. Let's just go through. We'll check.
Hmm. Okay, so white is thinking right now. See, black is again, that bit better. Point 0.9,
Mhm.
like 1 actually. 0.95, nearly 1.
Yeah,
And
but we had a similar situation in the previous game, and
hmm,
black, perfect stranger managed to come back.
hmm.
Let's see, let's see. I'm curious.
Okay, so I mean,
But
this.
anyway, just a quick update.
Hmm.
Hyderabad versus Lucknow went in Lucknow's favor,
Oh,
3-1.
oh, oh, okay.
Yeah. In
And
the meanwhile, we can analyze some games there as well after these
Okay,
matches. Then yeah.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
sure. So 94, he's taking his time now.
Oh, I don't think. Okay, we were so behind, far behind.
Oh my god.
That's why, So what
Hmm.
happened? Okay, so he played it here.
Wait.
Okay, so
Bishop e4. Wow.
I
That
mean,
just hangs a piece. Like now, why would you play bishop e4? I have no idea. That's probably one of the only moves to lose.
yeah.
Oh wow. Now the knight hangs. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
That's the confidence you get when you're 500 rated higher.
Yeah,
The
but
other
it's like
person will screw up and you will have the chance.
yeah, that may be the case, but you wouldn't expect them to straight up blunder after playing a good game so far.
Hmm. So he sacrificed his rook for the.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
okay. So it's completely plummeting.
yeah, two pieces for.
I mean, he.
Wait, what just happened? Yeah, he got two pieces with the rook. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is good. This is a good trade,
Hmm.
but it's not
Okay,
enough.
so we are here. So white is, pretty much winning. Let's see. I think he will manage to.
Yeah.
So let's check this one actually. I think
Hmm.
it's a completed one. Yeah, it's a completed one. Let's see which one is currently going on. And this one, I think this one is currently going on. Hopefully, these, lower rated player are.
Hmm.
Okay, so this one 97. I don't. Okay, so see, we can see a series of checks.
Wow. Honestly, yeah, I was expecting this. Like Queen versus rook is not easy to convert,
Hmm.
despite the massive
Yeah.
material advantage. It's not easy to convert at all.
Yeah. The rook is, a very the rooks
Yeah,
create
the
a very
whole
nuisance for the queen
there's a
who
whole
blocks
sort
the
of
check every
technical
time.
thinking behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case, white does it actually. This is really good. Like this is exactly what needs to be done. You drive the king to one of the corners,
Hmm.
and then you force a rook away from the king.
Hmm.
So very, very well done. I mean,
Yeah. I think let's see this one.
okay, I think like all of these games are done now.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
he resigned. Obviously, okay. So this one. Oh,
Yeah,
it's not. So what? Do we check the Lucknow one, right?
yeah, sure. We can look at some
Yeah,
other,
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Check the Lucknow game. Yeah,
Okay.
a bunch of, exciting games so far.
yeah. And tomorrow will be more exciting when they will be having rapid time controls in final.
Yeah. So right now, if I understand, it's like the last three rounds before the semifinals.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
this is yeah. I will. Yeah, this is the last three round. I will text you the standings as well till before today's round.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So it was 3-1. So we have. Uh, I mean, it is bound to be 3-1 because the rating imbalance is so high in the
Hmm.
Hyderabad and Lucknow region.
Yeah,
Let me present this. So let's see which game Lucknow region lost.
Check the top board.
Okay.
no, no, this is not
I
it.
don't think so.
This, yeah. So here, right here, I think like you have to click on the.
Yeah, yeah. Just check the top board. Any match. Yeah.
Where do I find that?
Just click
Well,
on
right here.
the
Yeah,
board.
yeah.
Yeah, just click on that.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, yeah, on any of the board.
So it's 1-1 and 0. Let's see. I think this is this one. Let's see.
Yeah, just check. Yeah, any
The
click on it.
chess.com is a bit glitchy.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So wait.
I don't
He's
think
just
so. It
resigned.
was even a game. Yeah.
Yeah, he just
I mean,
resigned.
he
Okay,
saw the
check.
rating imbalance and
Yeah, check the other game.
yeah. Let me see. Let's check this one.
Okay,
Okay,
let's look
so
at this.
game
Yeah,
abandoned as well.
Abandoned. Okay, maybe his internet, sort of
Yeah.
cut off or something.
Okay, so around D6, he abandoned. You have to either block with this and then lose this. Yeah, right. Okay, so
Yeah,
I mean, that was
yeah.
expected from the rating imbalance is too high.
true.
Okay. Yeah,
This
this
one
went
again.
on for quite. Hmm.
Currently, Delhi is the table toppers.
Yeah,
Uh,
they have two thousand rated players there.
yeah,
I don't know which game they won actually.
Yeah, their games kind of don't open for me. I don't know why. But
and
Yeah.
just check Yajan's game. Is it?
which one?
Oh yeah, let me see this one, right?
Okay, this one.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see. Oh no, it's what?
yeah. Check out this game.
Okay, so this one's interesting. It's actually ended up in a checkmate. So either he wins pawn. So I think this one's going to be interesting. Oh, it's a London opening. Accelerated London. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so nice. Okay. So black is
yeah, very
uh,
interesting opening.
it's going back and forth, right? No one actually knows how to take the advantage of in the opening.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
but it is creative to say the least.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, so
F6? Wait, is
I
F6
mean,
good?
you should
Cannot
play
be good.
this, right?
Something like H5, I think, is good.
Yeah. So F6 here, here. So you help the knight develop.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I didn't expect this much instability from a 1600. But let's see.
hmm,
Okay, so white is
then
winning. Okay,
take
here.
everything is just so bad. Like, look at the pawn structure, look at the king.
Yeah. I mean,
White's next move is going to be long castle.
Raku just came alive. He just saw his move and then. Okay, so
Yeah,
it's not a
queen
very
f5 check,
scary check.
c3,
Okay, so. Oh, okay,
b6.
nice.
Yeah, long
Very good.
castle.
Very good. Long castle.
Yeah, the threat is,
Okay. So you.
okay, this just hangs.
Yeah, it just hangs, right?
Check.
Okay, so you
Bishop.
basically messed up in the opening, right?
Yeah.
You just messed up in the middle game. You messed up everything actually.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like these series of moves are inaccurate, but if it gets the job done, it gets the job done.
Yeah. I mean, you could reach there quickly, but yeah, see, he
Yeah.
hangs the rook. I mean, how can you be so greedy about that pawn? You're in such a losing position, and you
Yeah, true.
completely abandoned the rook there.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so
Uh, rook takes. Yeah, it's too much
yeah,
material advantage.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, soon checkmate.
he's taking too long to reach there, but okay.
Yeah, but
Eventually,
yeah,
you.
like I said,
Okay, so he
gets the job
sacrificed.
done.
Oh no, he didn't. Yeah. Oh wait,
And now
let's see.
checkmate. Okay,
Okay, so
upset.
yeah, it was an upset, but eventually their team won.
Hmm.
He must be happy,
Yeah,
beating someone 600 rated higher than you.
yeah,
Yeah, it was good to switch. It's nice we saw something
yeah.
like this. So,
So next game is in 15 minutes, so we have time. We can look at
yeah, so
some other
yeah, we
games.
yeah let me check some other region actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did we look at Chennai, Kolkata?
yeah, I think it wasn't opening, right?
Okay, now it's opening. Now it seems to be
Okay,
open.
let's see. Let's see.
Chennai, Kolkata, Chennai won 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Okay,
Yeah.
so
But did we
there's
get
a big rating imbalance here as well.
hmm, yeah,
Let's see.
there is.
Let me present it first. Let's see this one. 1,000 rating difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing to. Okay, King Spawn.
Once again the bug.
Another. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like this for white.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Completely. The dark squares are so weak.
Hmm.
Yeah, we saw that queen side
Yeah, we've seen
expansion.
this idea before.
Hmm. Okay, so he's doing
Yeah, but
everything he
somehow
can.
black fails to capitalize until now. Now this
Yeah,
wow. Take everything is falling apart. Bishop
okay,
a6, nice.
so it's this. Okay, so it's basically Hmm.
Yeah, now it's just completely in black's favor. Check, check. Okay, that was unnecessary, but running
I
the
mean, you
king.
have to take the pawn, right? You're losing
No, like
the
running
pawn.
the king to
Yeah, taking
d6.
the pawn would save the game for you.
Hmm.
It, that pawn is going to save white, right? So he took it actually. Anyways, let's see some other game. Since we have time. Let me check. Okay, so obviously this would also end in the same result in
Yeah, there
Inquisitive
is a
Thinker winning.
massive 1,000 point
Yeah.
difference in Elo.
Okay, so
Okay, we have the Petrovs. Okay,
yeah,
not very
it,
commonly seen. Knight g5
yeah,
though.
Italians.
Now this has become the other
Yeah,
infamous opening,
yeah.
the
Well,
fried
the
liver
fried
attack.
liver, right? No,
Yeah,
it's night attack actually, but I think
yeah. Like
yeah,
the
it was
opening
the
was
move.
the knight attack, but now it has
Hmm.
become the fried liver.
Yeah, see, these opening might be familiar to Black actually. See, at
Hmm.
his rating point, lots of people play the Italian game, so he knows actually how to counter this. He, so the if he plays a random game, see, like if he plays a random game, he don't actually encounter perk defense that much.
Yeah,
So he don't know
but
actually
I
what
would
to
be
do.
very
So he
impressed
kept
if
up.
he finds the next couple of moves.
Yeah,
So
so
this
he
is
is
fried
fine.
liver mainline theory. Bishop b5,
Yeah, he
c6.
is
Wow,
fine. Can he find the other move?
yeah, so far so good.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the best move here? Uh,
Uh, I don't exactly remember. Maybe bishop a4 is one of the moves. I do remember that bishop a4 is one of the moves here. I don't remember
but
exactly
bishop
what the move.
a4, the engine saying bishop a4 is inaccurate, I guess.
Yeah, could you like maybe try the explorer feature? I forgot the line. I used to play this a long time ago. No, not like on the top.
Yeah.
No, no, this doesn't work. Okay,
Hmm.
so like
I
okay,
think
can you like go through
yeah.
the game? I'll in the meanwhile I'll look it up because
Okay. We'll do it.
and open chess space and look this up.
Yeah. So let's go here. A4 here. Okay, so he's kicking back the knight. Okay. Oh, see, black is winning here, right? See, black is winning for like.
Yeah, like this opening has been misplayed,
Hmm.
but I don't exactly remember where. So I'll look it up and
Okay, so black took the wrong. Okay. Okay.
okay, yeah,
Okay, so here hang the pawn again.
just hangs the
So
knight.
yeah. I mean, he was winning in the opening, but he actually didn't realize he was winning. I mean,
Yeah,
why would you even think that you're winning? You just automatically think that you lost actually when you see this massive rating difference.
yeah. This is like sharp openings like this. You need to know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah,
So now this is just a matter of conversion. Yeah,
yeah.
but if you go
So
back like to the move,
okay,
yeah, after pawn takes, apparently
Hmm.
the best move here is bishop to d3.
bishop to d3.
Yeah,
Oh, why is
yeah.
that?
So bishop d3, and then black goes knight to d5, attacking the knight on g5.
Knight to d5.
Knight
Oh, okay.
d5. No, no, the other knight
Knight
to d5.
d5. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So now the knight on g5 has to move. So it
Yeah.
drops back to f3,
Hmm.
and then we have bishop to d6.
Okay.
Yeah, bishop d6, castle, castle, and the game goes on.
Hmm.
So this is main line,
Okay. So he,
but you know,
well.
like black does have compensation in terms of like the opening, the pieces and its
Hmm.
activity. So the pawn loss is not wasted
Okay. So
entirely.
see, around here, black actually was losing. See.
Hmm.
So what would be the best move for black here?
Yeah. So he went bishop takes d4. That
Yeah. He went bishop
can't
take d4
be.
and lost every advantage.
Yeah. So maybe.
Maybe
Let's see.
pinning the knight. Yeah, no, it's
I
not.
doubt it. It could be castling.
Attack.
Like I honestly think it could be castling. It just looks so good.
Yeah, castling.
Try castling.
Yeah, castling. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
castling is the
castling
move. Yes,
because
castling is the move.
yeah, the rook comes to e8. The knight on f3 is
Hmm.
hanging.
Hmm.
It just looks so good for black. But yeah, I mean you know not easy to spot. You if you're not very comfortable with chess, you're still learning how to play chess. Then I can
Hmm.
understand why you will panic and just move the bishop from c5.
So how long will it going to take? Okay, 10:30, right? We have still
Yeah,
7 minutes.
you have still 7 8 minutes. Okay, yeah, nice match.
Yeah, so I
Very
mean,
impressed you found all the opening moves.
hmm. Okay, let's see this one actually. Did we check this game? I don't think we did. So I mean, it's a 600 point actually. Again, it's a 600 point advantage, but
Yeah.
neither player are in the advanced level.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's a Petrov. Ah, yeah, it's a Petrov.
Yeah. C6 is definitely not a good move. So instead of c6, queen e7, much better move. And that is the main line, I believe. So here we have,
Queen e7.
yeah, queen e7. And, here white can do a bunch of things. They can drop the knight back. They can play d4, right? The
Hmm.
point is black wins back the pawn after something like d6.
Like this.
Yeah, you can take,
Oh,
you can play d6, I think. D6.
d6. Wait. Oh, d6.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
the
not
black
white's
pawn moves
move.
to d6 and attacks the knight on e5,
Okay.
forcing it back.
Okay.
And
You have to move your knight now, and then this pawn.
yeah, and then the pawn falls, and there's a whole bunch of theory
Hmm.
there. But okay, here we have c6. C6 cannot be a good move because you block the knight from developing. But okay, bishop e7.
Okay, see, you don't have to take the bishop right now. You don't have
Yeah,
to
you
trade with knight.
definitely.
You can castle, you can develop your pieces, you can even play here.
Yeah,
This
everything.
this move this move is not compelling you actually. If the bishop was attacked and you have to move the bishop, then you
Hmm.
should. But this move is not necessary actually.
Yeah,
Mm.
one of White's biggest advantages here is that he has two bishops, the double bishop advantage,
Yeah, double
right?
bishop advantage plus he can develop in the time he won with
Yeah,
all
like
this.
yeah. Besides being a pawn up, one of the biggest advantages he has is that he has two bishops instead of the opponent's two knights,
Hmm.
and that can be a very huge factor when we get closer towards the end game.
Yeah, but actually, this is quite common in the three-digit, where you actually takes, and then you keep the chain going.
Yeah.
Shit, like this or like queen.
Hmm.
You don't actually stop to think that is this move even necessary? Can I play uh, something else, something that improves my position? They don't actually stop and think that. You can see him playing like very fast. He is actually
Yeah,
above the time he was given.
yeah, he's confident, understandably.
Yeah, and so see, you could have castle and you still would have this one, and you would have the bishop there, but
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
you lost it. You lost it, and you're so far behind in the development, and all the
Hmm,
pieces in the white develop, and silence is there.
true. But you do have an
Yeah,
extra
yeah,
pawn,
but
so maybe
yeah.
white is banking on that.
Hmm. And actually, white is a tad bit better here somehow.
Yeah, I mean, like white is a pawn up, right? So
Yeah,
black
white
has to
is
prove
pawn up. Yeah.
compensation.
Hmm. White
So
is a
with the
pawn up,
extra
but
pawn,
hmm.
yeah,
Extra pawn and this one, isolated, but it's not. It's very well protected, but still an isolated pawn.
true, true.
Hmm. Okay, so
Okay,
yeah,
that's
black is trying
seems to
and
be a
discover.
blunder. 1 second, let me kind of see why. So can you go like one move back? Rook e1. Okay, fine. Rook e8,
Hmm.
and then queen to d3. Okay, there has to be some sort of tactics with the back rank. White has like no developed piece except for the queen and the rook.
Hmm.
So there has to be tactics with the back rank. Maybe just move the bishop somewhere, and then
Hmm.
the back rank is threatened. So let's see. Okay, in the game he goes bishop c5. It seemed like a
Yeah,
reasonable.
yeah. The engine, doesn't hate it.
Yeah, it's still a good position, but
Yeah, but somehow we have to find why it's a 2.3 advantage.
yeah, like it, you know, has to do with the undeveloped pieces that white has.
Hmm.
So imagine like a rook gets on e1 for black,
Hmm.
a black rook on
Hmm.
e1, that would completely dominate the position. So this is purely development advantage.
I see, and he
Yeah, and now
trades
rook,
the and he
yeah,
has the
rook takes,
all
and you
the.
cannot prevent rook e1, right?
Okay,
So yeah,
so
you can try h3.
another sneaky move would be this. So something like
Yeah,
this.
true. But honestly, like you know,
Hmm.
that's a sneaky
Okay.
move. But in this case, much better is just to take
I
control of
mean,
the
you.
first rank.
Hmm. Oh, so he actually played it, but slightly differently.
Yeah, with the queen.
Okay, so all of that happened. Okay.
Okay, now you win the queen and you win the game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm around his rating actually, right? 1461. So I
Hmm.
can actually see what he might think. It's the same brain, works the same way.
Okay, I
That's why I
see.
said he might be sneaky and then go for this. Actually,
Uh,
we only think for 2 to 3 moves ahead. We can't actually
yeah.
calculate like that long. And the even the small rated player like he's like 831, right? So he won't
Hmm.
even calculate 2 moves ahead. He would play one movers all the time. So
Yeah,
as you progress, you get better at calculating.
true, true.
Okay, so his knight is very well protected, but
Hmm. En passant, nice.
yeah, you have to play it. It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically trading all the pieces since you're winning
Hmm.
actually. Trade all the
Winning
pieces.
everything, winning in the end game. But okay, can you go like a bunch of moves forward?
Hmm.
So
Okay, so
until we get
he
like the
should have
rook and
taken
game.
the rook, yeah.
Wait,
But
what is?
still,
Isn't the rook just hanging? Wait.
yeah, he that's what I said. He could have taken it. But he's already winning. It's not even.
Yeah, true. But honestly, this could get complicated. If you get into the end game, the queen versus
Yeah.
rook, it could get very complicated.
You see,
So I think that's what happens, like a bunch of
I
moves
mean,
ahead.
if he was not so careful and like play, okay, so I will play like here. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that
Okay.
nice
But
way to
I mean,
lose the game.
yeah, but he was careful. He made a left for his king, G6,
Yeah,
and so now
and
no
now
way
there's
he's
no
going
hope.
to. Yeah. Okay, so yes, so was something. Okay, so I mean, obviously, Black won't play this in the most accurate way, but still, he is winning. So,
Hmm.
oh, so he
Yeah,
lost his rook.
yeah,
Oh, I mean, obviously, he would resign it. Yeah, so I
yeah.
think we shall check the other live round.
Hmm. The Chennai gets a bye, and we have Chandigarh versus Haryana, Kolkata versus Lucknow, Mumbai versus Patna, and Bengaluru versus Delhi.
Let's see. I actually quite like reviewing the Delhi games because
Hmm.
they're interesting player there. So let's start with yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Delhi region is 1-0. So Delhi is 0 and Bangalore is 1. So
Okay.
let's see who unfortunately lost. Okay, so this game is going on right now. You can see it, right?
Okay. It's only 80 moves in. Could we look at this from the start?
Okay, wait, let me see. It's a French defense king Indian attack. Okay, so Shubham King. Okay, so it's another rating imbalance, and
Hmm.
it's really like really imbalanced.
Yeah. 1,000 points.
Yep.
Okay. So
Okay, so
far, so good.
yeah, I mean taking space on the
The white's
queen side.
getting a bunch of space. Yeah.
Yeah. So, nice.
Oh,
Okay, so
that's just, bishop
yeah,
g5.
I
Yeah.
think we were around here.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's good. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's a capture sequence, right?
Yeah.
You
That wins.
yeah. That's what the intermediate player, early beginners have or late beginners sees.
Hmm.
I mean, see to fail to see.
Yeah.
See,
But
capture
yeah, like
sequence.
the sort of golden rule in chess is that you look at all checks and capturings in every move. If you do that, suddenly, you won't miss stuff like this.
So he went here. Obviously, take the bishop. Uh, yeah. Oh, okay. And we take the defender and
Hmm.
obviously nice. Okay, so
Yeah, and then you also win the rook.
oh, okay. And you can't even take the bishop.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, clearly he is the best. I mean, what else do
Okay,
you
we have
expect?
Ronak in the house. How are you, Ronak?
Yeah, I just got back home actually. I got stuck in a very bad rain.
Okay. Well, glad to have you here now. So we are watching right now, I think, Bengaluru versus
Delhi, yeah,
Delhi, I think.
Bangalore versus Delhi.
Yeah, white, white bunch, a bunch of pieces, and it's completely winning. Animesh, do we have a different game that we
Yeah,
can?
let me see. Okay, so Delhi leveled up. Let me see.
Yeah, so far
Uh,
it's equal.
Is Delhi leading now?
no, it's actually a tie right now.
No.
Okay, so another quite imbalanced game.
Hmm. This is the same opening we saw before, right? For c5.
What is this rating difference?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, massive.
we didn't have this rating imbalance in the Shahmat Chess Championship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it's quite unnecessary to play Sicilian against 963. You can, but okay, yeah. I mean, obviously, White is not going to play in the very accurate way, and all your lines would be yeah. See, obviously.
yeah. He's playing the chess that that's simple chess. So,
Hmm.
He is just taking the things that he is being given actually and
Yeah.
doing not
mm,
much else. And he's up 2 points, just like that.
yeah,
And obviously, you cannot win this end game against a 2000 rated player if you're 963. So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so
you cannot win this against a 2008 player, no matter what rating range
hmm.
you are in.
mm.
It is
Way too
impossible.
many pawns for
Way too many points. Yeah, way too many points.
yeah.
And this one nearly passed.
You cannot
Mm,
do anything against this.
I think another check is incoming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no.
King F3 check, King F4, take F3, and yeah,
Hmm.
go on enjoying your life.
Yep.
It's,
yeah.
I think we should check something else. Okay, so Bangalore is leading again. How is Bangalore leading? I have no idea. I will see all these monstrous rating and then never mind.
I actually don't know why. Wait.
I
Uh,
think let's check this one. Uh, a bit
okay.
roaming down the chaos region.
I actually just missed the starting time of the game for my team by 2 minutes. I got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Which
that's
region are
unfortunate.
you playing from?
yeah, Kolkata.
Oh, okay.
It is just really, really unfortunate.
Mm.
What is F6? F6? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very common here. F6
Maybe
and
F6, and you
only something
don't
like
actually.
95 just wins.
Yeah, you
No,
Usually.
don't
no, now
actually
95
respond.
does not win because of Bishop. Bishop cannot go to C4 to attack the F7 king and stuff like that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But still, I would honestly consider it. Like you get 2 pawns, you just lost a king.
yeah, it is considerable actually. I that much
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
interesting. Like I would
Wh-
calculate this in a
Yeah.
Which
classic
move did
match.
you say? Knight E5. Take C.
Yeah, yeah,
It's very thematic in this kind of structures, but it is more usual when the bishop can check the king on F7.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Very common. Like okay, I'll show this like after this game, but like in the opening,
Okay, this
never.
is just this is
This is pushing every pawn you see. You.
Now
I
I'm
mean,
really tempted to take.
yeah, knight g5 now. I don't care actually. I would have taken.
yeah, see.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, this is C. Yeah. I no, I
Yeah,
don't
it
think so.
-1. I don't care. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have taken.
You can't disrespect like this and get away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the rating difference is not that much. You cannot go on disrespecting. You might in
That's true.
turn get disrespected.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say one. Okay, so he's pushing
It
every
cannot be
pawn
good.
he
You can play
sees.
slowly and slow.
Okay,
This is
so
really
see, fine. He's playing a bullet and he's thinking,
Yeah, I don't know why. Like you have like 5 minutes on the clock.
Oh, did you notice the rook h7, rook d7?
Why not use the time?
yeah,
This really, I don't know if it is a good idea, but it is surely a creative one.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
we only
Might
see
be
these
creative.
moves in the these.
No, actually,
these
there is a kind of some similar idea in the Smith-Mora gambit. Like black plays rook a7 and rook d7 to do
Yeah, you
something.
have
But
similar ideas, even like in Hedgehog, the
yeah,
symmetrical English. The symmetrical
yes.
similar
Look
ideas.
on the seventh rank early on, and then blocking some of the central files. It is very,
Yeah, yeah. And like it reminds me of the King's Indian as well. You usually
and
play
he
rook
still
f7.
played d4.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you have all these, artillery staring right at you, and you just remove the only
Yeah,
line of
but
defense.
this cannot be good. The queen is in the front line.
Yeah,
This
G4 is a
cannot be
good
good.
move.
Okay, so yep.
Yeah, now I think C5 will.
Okay, nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, this is also
Nice.
good.
yeah. This was this.
And now he
Why
plays
won't
C5.
you play?
Yeah,
This is
Anpasa, yeah, just for the
I mean,
memes.
I think he doesn't know this move exists.
Why?
729, I can expect he don't know this move exists.
Maybe that may be true.
Yeah. I mean, because if thousand reduce snap take on person,
Yes, there was a
you
very infamous article on chess.com about Anpasa, right? Like,
Was there? I don't know.
yeah, it was very famous back in the time. Like, the title was, I think, his pawn cheated and killed my pawn or something like that. And it was about many players on chess.com who sent messages to the moderators about their opponents cheating and taking a pawn on a square in which
okay.
their pawn was
Oh,
not originally.
okay. I mean, it
Yeah.
does look like some kind
Yeah,
of glitch. I mean,
that's a
it's not.
hilarious article.
Yeah. I mean, if he was thousand, he would be snap taking. He would be sacrificing the mate in one for this move.
Mm.
It's right there. You have
Yeah,
to
but
play.
okay, he's winning either way. I think it's
Yeah.
too dominant.
Hmm. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
is knight
I mean,
basically?
What
who
is
is
this?
he
He's
left his
from
knight.
1000, right?
Okay.
What is it doing?
Yeah, G3 will not help now. Check. Okay. Yeah, why not take it? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
like this game over. It was game over 20
Oh
moves ago.
wow.
Oh
Wow.
no.
Okay, now the some 700 charisma is going on here.
Oh
Yeah.
nice. Nice. Okay.
Like,
700 so
did this
far.
game like finish up that quickly? He meted him that quickly? Like, was
Yeah, I
the
mean
game
he
already got
just
ended and then you rewinded it, or was the
no
original pace of the moves?
no I'm actually controlling it. The game already happened.
But
Then the
still,
game is already finished.
if you see the time spent for each move on the right side of the move
Hmm.
notation, it's not
Hmm.
much.
Mm.
Yeah, see, they actually only spending 1 to 2 seconds. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
here.
suddenly he got very strong.
Yeah, I mean, you only have to look for checks, right?
Yeah, but yeah, that's very
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
Bigfoot.
Okay. So, okay, so Delhi region obviously catching up and leading.
Mm.
Let's say this one. Okay, so obviously, okay, so another upset here, another
No.
upset.
7 moves
Oh,
is
I
quick
think
work.
okay,
The
it's
Bigfoot
still in an
won this
opening.
one too.
Yeah, an upset. 680 beat 1057.
Oh yeah.
Not a good day for thousand rated. So see another early queen move.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like what I was saying before, can you go like a bunch of moves back? To yeah, knight f3.
Hmm?
Oh okay. Yeah. That
Yeah,
F6.
here like for if anybody doesn't know, f6 instantly loses. Right? But the difference with the previous position is that
F6.
there's a
Just
bishop and
pawn
f1.
F6.
Hmm. Okay, so like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now 95 wins.
So
Okay.
you remember
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
what I was talking about, like in
Hmm.
the previous match. Usually when you go f6, 95
Hmm.
wins. In this case, it works because there's a bishop on f1. You can use the bishop in the attack.
Hmm.
But in
Yeah,
the
I actually
previous
have
case,
this
there was no
memorized
bishop.
all the way up until mate. Like knight F6.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah,
takes the
yeah,
knight,
yeah.
it is just mate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There is nothing he can do about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so
So
in the game we have queen
early.
f6.
Yeah. See, early queen move, and see again this c6 move, like c6
Hmm.
to go here.
Yeah, this game supposedly lasted for only 7 moves.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a queen mate somewhere around here.
Yeah, something like bishop g5, queen moves, and then queen
Yeah.
d8 checkmate.
Okay, so
Yeah, d takes c5, d takes c5.
Pawn takes pawn
oh,
takes, and yeah,
Yeah.
checkmate.
yep, it's mate in one.
Okay.
Snap taking. See, snap taking.
Mm.
Should have stopped and thought for a while, but okay. Okay, so
He
yeah,
took similar length amounts of time in each move, right? White, even black.
yeah. Hmm.
Okay, I won't say anything else.
I think the moderators might, look into it. But let's see.
Mm.
So
Okay,
we
do we have
so
like some other region?
yeah, so Delhi region is obviously winning. Okay, so
Yeah,
the Delhi region is winning, and these were the two upsets we just witnessed.
yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. Let me,
And let's see, Patna.
yeah.
We have the bishop of prep. His bishop has been phenomenal so far.
Okay. Can
Living
you present it
dreams.
actually? I have to.
Yeah, sure. 1 second. Yeah, I hope you can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here we have like two ongoing games. Like, let's look at that.
Aston versus Bishop of Bridge. I played against this Bishop of Bridge guy actually.
Okay, you want to
He
see
wrote the
him?
last
Okay.
first time. Well, we can see the ongoing game actually.
No, it's fine. We'll look at this.
Yeah.
This seems like a high level game. Let's see.
E4, okay.
So, wow.
Okay, I like it. D6
I'm not
is the
sure I
best
like
move.
it, but mm.
Okay, Queen E7 is just. Queen E7 is bad.
27 is good.
No, bad. It's simply bad. Knight G5, I think, was a good move as well.
Okay.
I think, but I don't know. But Queen E7 just looks very bad.
Yeah, true.
Bishop E2, Bishop G4,
Knight C3.
did not.
Okay.
Okay, Knight D5. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't leave the pawn.
Yeah, Knight F4 or Bishop F4, anything.
Yeah, bishop f4 and then c6.
Yeah, I would not have played Knight F6. I would have played
Yeah,
Knight
knight f6. I mean, it works, right?
Yeah, you are exchanging of pieces when you are attacking.
True, true.
You are
No
exchanging
need
of a
for. I
piece
think
which
something
has
like
been
knight e3.
developed. Knight E3, yeah. Knight E3,
Yeah.
Knight C3, anything I'm fine with. But Knight F6 is
Yeah,
just principally wrong.
yeah. It's not ideal, but I guess your attack. You're so
Yeah, the
much
position
ahead.
is so good. Yeah.
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 Okay,
I
so
mean,
we
and
have
you actually the dark squared bishop, can't move really.
this bishop is very nice. Long castle. Okay.
What would I have played here? Maybe Rook HF1 or something.
Mm,
Maybe, not sure.
I would honestly consider something like this to trap the queen, maybe. Okay, queen doesn't get
Does
trapped.
it?
This queen takes
Yeah,
pawn, right?
it does.
No.
Yeah. Or Queen E6.
Yeah. So, okay.
But you
What
can
did
play
we
Bishop
play?
D3 right now. Yeah. Actually, Bishop D3, Queen takes pawn, and then Bishop G5 is there. Now it is
Wait,
trapped.
1 second. Queen takes pawn, huh?
Bishop G5.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. There's no need for,
Yeah.
to prepare it. We can directly. You're right.
Yeah.
So
Queen
queen
D5 now
d5.
C4 traps the queen, right?
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
I can go here, but
But it's still trapped.
yeah, but now
Okay,
it's
so
in the
the
same
Bishop G5. The Bishop G5 thing is.
Yeah. And now just material advantage. I think it should. Wait. Something happened here. Oh, what? Oh, just no, not. What is?
Okay, I need to think here. Okay.
How does black hold this way?
Oh, okay. Oh, this is actually very, very interesting. You play Bishop E7 and then Knight F3 is the thing. Then Knight F3 or Knight E4. If Knight E4, then D5. The point is,
Okay.
if the knight loses control of the G5 square, then Bishop G5 comes.
Yeah. That.
That is the point.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
think
found it relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I knew it had to do something with this diagonal. I just couldn't find,
Yeah.
Bishop e7 wasn't the move that was immediate to me. But yeah, like the knight just
Yeah,
kind of
thought
took
for
the win.
23 seconds and played
Yeah,
bishop
he
e7.
thought for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
But rook e7 is forced, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Queen f4. Oh, okay. One by one.
Mumbai won.
Hmm.
The bishop e6.
Just play king d8 and
Yeah,
yeah, this is playing with fire.
yeah. Wait, what?
This is just
This pawn
I
takes,
don't want
right?
to say the
What
word,
was
but
more
yeah.
winning here?
Here I guess what do I guess here?
I guess they keep the queens on the board somehow, right?
Queen h4.
Queen where?
Queen h4.
H4.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what Queen h4 comes to mind, but
No, Queen
Yeah.
h4. No. What about Queen f6? Let's go Queen f6.
so Queen f6, I think there's King f6.
Yeah, but I thought about knight e4 and d5, something like that.
Yeah, 94,
But
I
it's
think
still
the king
not
runs
the.
away this year.
Yeah, I get the d6 pawn. That's my
Okay,
big
so
idea.
King f4 here. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that is not the correct move, no?
Yeah.
That we need to think. What is the correct move?
Something immediately wins you. I'm just trying to. Maybe it's just Queen e3 and then try to go for d5. Right?
Yeah,
If the king
maybe.
moves away, you lose a pawn. The knight
Or
takes.
actually, maybe Queen g3 is also it eyes the d6 point.
Yeah. Yeah, something along those lines. Let's say Queen g3.
Yeah, like everything we say is kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
sorry.
about Queen e3? Let's see, Queen e3.
Queen e3
Let's
is
just
just
Okay.
not.
No.
Okay, so this is not actually not
Okay.
actually.
Not that simple. Um,
Why is it not that simple? It's very strange.
yeah, this,
Is
this
it?
is
Is
actually,
it? No. Is it Bishop f5? I don't know. Why
F5
did
here.
I did not see that?
Yeah,
Actually,
Yeah.
That seems to be it.
It's the
right at
move.
the. I'm getting old.
Yeah, just building up the pressure. Yeah, makes sense, honestly. Build up the pressure,
Yeah, it avoids
deny
the
the
queen
queen
trade
trade.
and builds up the pressure. Yeah, I should have seen this like instantaneously. This is just
Yeah.
very bad.
No, it's fine. So f takes. Now we have Queen g4.
Okay, so hanging the rook.
Yeah, he's attacking
Yeah.
the queen for one move.
Nice. Okay, nice. Checkmate. What else do we have?
Yeah, so
And
white
they,
won. Oh, both of the games were won by the underrated player, like the
Yeah.
lower rated player.
Wait, why don't we look at
so
this?
Alston lost all his games.
Yeah, Aston is a very weird player actually. I played against him a bunch.
Okay,
Okay,
so
F5
third
is F5 is just pure,
Durus.
like pure
Yeah, he's
disrespect.
trolling. Yeah, he's just trolling. Like,
But D3
Wow.
just like one of the worst moves that is possible on the
yeah, like when you have such a, when they play such a bad move, you have to respond in
yeah
kind. Right? You
D4.
have to play more
If
aggressive.
you're gonna move
D4.
the D pawn, move D4.
Yeah, D4 is so much better.
Yeah, D3 is just
And now he wins back the pawn, and he looks fine actually. He even controls the center. So
yeah, his position is better now.
yeah,
Yeah, because the thing is the weakening of the this thing does not work because of G6.
yeah. The G6, everything just holds together. Queen protects the knight. Bishop
That
protects.
the final point there was a final point. Bishop f6, queen f6, and knight d5 does not work for some reason.
Yeah, after
G6 and bishop f6, queen f6, knight d5. This does not work for some reason. I don't
yeah, like
exactly
I mean,
know
if
what.
you move the queen here, knight and bishop.
Bishop
will go.
f3. Bishop F3.
So what is
So
it?
I'm not actually sure why this does not work, but it doesn't. Some reason.
Maybe
I guess because of queen d6 and then bishop f3 and then knight b4. I think maybe knight b4. Yeah, that is the reason. And quite sure.
Yeah,
Queen
but queen
d6.
d6 is not it.
Queen d6. Yeah, queen d6. Bishop f3.
Queen d6, why somehow,
Yeah, queen d6
gains
or
back.
d8. It is a technical.
Has to be like protecting the pawn, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe even queen.
No, queen f6. I'm not that.
Yeah, queen f7 seems to be it. I think like, but I don't see
I'm
the difference
learning.
honestly in all these three moves. Queen here, queen here. I don't see the difference. Or here.
Okay,
But
so
okay, queen
these are
f7
the.
seems to be it.
Yeah,
Now
it
bishop
seems to be
here and
that.
then knight
Had
here.
before. But why wasn't it possible with the queen on d6? Maybe the
Yeah,
bishop
honestly,
missed
I don't
out
know.
on f8 or something like that.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah,
I
here
still
the
think it's
bishop.
the same thing. I don't know what the difference is.
Let's go along. Bishop f3 and then knight d4. Let's see what England says about this specific position. It says it's kind of equal.
Barely wise there, but how? Isn't it the same thing with the queen here?
No, actually, the minute difference is that the f8 bishop has more mobility with the queen on f7.
Hmm.
And yeah, that is the main thing. And you also have the
Okay.
chance to castle. Uh,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, the bishops. I think.
The bishop here, maybe there's also like, I don't know, maybe something. If the queen is here, maybe there's some pressure on the f3 square.
Yeah, but the f3 square does not seem
Yeah, okay.
remotely weak.
Yeah, this gets into, the nitty-gritty details.
Yeah.
But okay, in the game, g6, bishop drops back, d4,
And knight d5.
knight d5. Yeah, knight
Bishop
d5 even.
g7 or bishop e7 or something.
Yeah. So we have bishop g7, queen e2, castles, long castles.
Yeah, I may have
Queen.
played long castles as well. Actually.
I actually think long castle looks like it doesn't look very good, but it looks all right, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks kind of natural to me because I
Yeah,
am
right.
not developing my kingside pieces anytime soon. Like knight
Yeah,
h3 runs
true.
into bishop cross h3.
Yeah, and like I because of this weakened king side, I would try to go h4, h5. Long castle seems to make sense.
Yeah.
But okay, queen d6,
Yeah, bishop
takes,
f6 is good.
takes. Yeah, like I like,
Yeah, knight f6 is
preferring
bad.
the.
Knight f6 is bad. Like bad
Yeah,
in
but
the sense that it
honestly,
might
like,
be objectively good, but I would wait. I would have waited for some time before doing that
yeah,
because
but
my knight
then you
is
might
very
give
good.
him a chance to drop back, right?
Yeah, but my knight is better than his bishop.
True, but like, okay, I kind of see it this way. I think why should go for a king side attack, and if you're going for the king side attack, you can get rid of the
Yeah,
key
yeah, that also makes
defender,
sense.
right? And now just push like h4, yeah.
Yeah.
So bishop e6. Computer doesn't like this. Computer doesn't like anything that we play.
No,
But
bishop a6 is obviously a bad move. It is nothing to. I would have played. What would I have played? I would have played h5 or not h5, maybe h6 or something. Yeah, h4 h6. I would have played h6 and then h5 g5 is my idea.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'll play bishop e6 or d7 something if needed. But if not needed,
true.
then why to do anything?
Yeah, and honestly, the queen might be better. Like if the queen swings over, like queen f7.
Yeah, queen f7, bishop e6, but on a necessity basis.
Yeah,
Now he just plays a3. Or
yeah.
king
King
b1,
b1,
yeah,
nice
both
move.
work.
Guarding, yeah. This is very slow. The queen side attack for black is very slow compared to white's.
Yeah, there is no attack. Even if he gets all the moves, even then white can just block the queen side.
Yeah, this is bad. I think he has to go
Yeah,
h6 here. No?
G4 is not good.
h6.
Yeah, h6 is a
h6 and
thematic move.
stop the. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very thematic move.
The h6 should have played. Knight allows him to go h6, and it's kind of solid. So bishop g4, b5.
Yeah, bishop g4 was very bad for some reason.
Yeah, sorry, bishop g4 here, right?
Yeah, bishop g4
Yeah,
was
he
for
didn't.
some reason very bad. What
Yeah,
was
like
the
I would
reason?
not exchange a bishop. Not yet. Like this bishop can be useful against the king.
Yeah, but how does it give black the advantage?
let's say bishop here. Maybe just exchange. No, that's not it.
Maybe bishop d5
Okay,
and
bishop.
asking him what is your bishop doing on g4, and I'll now
Yeah,
play
yeah,
queen
true, true.
f7.
Yeah. And you can't even go back because you take.
Yeah, he has to play
Yeah,
f3 or something.
yeah, he has to go something very horrific. F3 looks so bad.
And
Now
now
this bishop is like
queen
a pawn.
f7 just now suddenly black has an attack on the
Yeah,
left side because
now
queen
white's
f7
attack is
d5
stopped.
b4.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so in the game we have. Okay, he doesn't play it. He goes b5 instead, and now white is back in the game. Queen g4.
Knight, something I would have played actually, but I think might not have worked. Actually, the knight is not threatened right now. I can just play f4
Yeah,
on
there is
b4 or
bishop
something.
a2.
Yeah.
So knight is not threatened, and maybe just push. No, push is not it. Something else.
Maybe some rook to d8, like rook f to d8, maybe.
Okay,
Preparing
with the idea of.
bishop d5 and then queen f7 or something. He might
Yeah, that makes
play.
sense.
He might play. No, queen g6 is not possible due to queen g6 and bishop g4. Yeah, might be. I don't know. Like we need
Rook
classical
d8.
time controls too. Okay, this is not it.
Yeah,
What about
no,
knight
something.
e7?
I think like yeah.
Knight e7 or knight b4. Knight b4. Knight b4 a3 and then something. I have provoked the weakness on a3. On
Yeah.
a2 g8 yeah, I need to think more classical time controls, understand
Yeah.
all the intricacies of this position.
True.
But if
So,
I am playing in a classical time control, I think I understand that black is better.
yeah. In the game we have b4.
Yeah, he takes away the square of b4 from his own knight. We're placing a pawn there.
Yeah. True. Wow. There's
Okay, this
no way to
is
play this, right?
very anticlimactic.
Yeah. I was hoping for a nice attack from black, and then black wins that way.
Yeah, now I would not have taken the queen right off the bat, actually. I'd have played b3 first.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But okay, this is also, completely fine. You just take the queen and you win the game. Okay. Unstoppable. There's nothing you can do here. Zero chance to survive.
Okay, there was this Empasa.
Yeah.
Now a3 is mate.
Bishop of trip. But with the massive disrespect though here with f5.
Yeah, f5 I would say.
f5 is insanely disrespectful. Okay.
He played very timidly after
Yeah.
the opponent played f5.
True.
Like d4, bishop d3, c4, knight f3 go. He played d3 and stuff. It does not make any sense.
Yeah, and with that, I think Mumbai wins. Despite the loss of, Alston, Mumbai wins anyway. Everybody else wins the match.
Yeah.
So
There is one more match going on.
Krishna?
If you guys want to check, see Arumaj, see the rescheduled match, Patna versus Hyderabad.
Okay. Yeah, let me.
Yeah, I will get back to you in a minute.
Sure. Let's see. Okay. So
Gautam Dharma, I played against him, I think.
Okay, him versus Bishop of Trip. Nothing's
Okay,
happening.
I die.
It's just glitched out. I can't. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Okay, knight is on f5 and stuff is.
Yeah. Bishops look very good.
Bishop c5 is coming, my friends.
Yeah, bishop c5, and then I
But
guess
not
you
really,
have to.
actually. It is, I think, not. Oh no, I was thinking about bishop c6, bishop e4, bishop e4, bishop c5, queen g5, threatening mate on g2. But I think
Okay.
f3, f3 escapes.
That is f3, yeah.
Now bishop c5 is just.
Yeah,
It looks
bishop
devastating to me.
c5, rook here, bishop takes pawn.
Yeah, bishop c5. At the point is you cannot play b6.
Yeah, the rook hangs, right?
Yeah, he changed up the move order,
Hmm.
and he was not punished for that. Bishop c6, bishop c5 is still winning.
Yeah,
Not this first. He gets bishop f3, gf3, and queen g5.
yeah, but he misses it. He
Yeah, now
stays.
bishop c6, bc6, and b5.
Yeah, e5 opening up the queen, and
Yeah.
white is much better. After he wins this knight, cannot be defended. Right? At the very
Yeah, if
least,
knight
yeah, there's
b5,
nothing.
then bishop e7 and knight a3, queen bishop a3, getting a piece.
Yeah. Yep. And you don't avoid the piece loss. Yeah, so this is, I think, going to be one for white easily.
Yeah, chess is sometimes
Bishop.
very easy.
Yeah, bishop are playing very well.
Yeah, he's a
Okay,
good
go
player.
ahead.
I think he's Fazlur guy. He commented in on some games as well in previous tournaments. He's a good player. I
Okay,
played against him as well, I think, when our team was matched against Patna.
I see.
Oh, this Gautam Dharma guy, I just remembered the opponent of Bishop of Brave in this match drew against me in the first game.
Yeah,
Okay.
you play with him last week. Yeah.
Yeah, Gautam Dharma drew against me. Against Bishop of Brave, I think I won both games. But against Gautam Dharma, I drew one.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, we have a reasonable rating difference.
No, this is not.
500 points.
Yeah.
And he's holding his own, okay, until now. Something just happened. I think he just dropped the pawn.
Yeah, he did not have to drop the pawn. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't need to drop the pawn, but he did. And I think just like you can maybe take the queen and then defend the pawn in
Yeah.
this position.
Very normal course of action.
Yeah, queen h4, I'm not sure what, like, why would you
Yeah,
just
he's
give
just
the pawn?
a boogeyman. Like he's
Yeah, maybe.
expecting his opponent to see some kinds of ghosts for the queen being so close to his king or something, which is very much possible actually. He might. Yeah, this moves makes absolutely no sense from any angle to me. No, the queen f4 maybe, but yeah, see
Yeah.
the queen is a boogeyman. Yeah, so he just tries to exchange of the queen.
What is happening? Wait.
Yeah, there's just
I can just take, right?
just take and play queen f4.
Take, and maybe queen f4.
Yeah, queen f4.
Drop the queen
Queen
back.
f4, rook f3, rook e3. Sorry, rook e3. Everything was stopped.
Yeah, everything stops there. There is no attack here. There's no mate.
Now
but
let's
white
see
can-
if white gets no. White does not fear. Fear no man.
Yeah, okay, he does it. I think now it should be easy work, right?
Now
He's
his queen d2 moves looks like genius stroke.
Yeah, queen d2 not a
Yeah, but it worked
not a
out.
move. I think I would just take the pawn. I think when taking the pawn here, just
Yeah, just take the
wins,
pawn
right?
d5, d6.
Yeah,
Not maybe d6, but d5.
yeah. The connect 4 and pass pawn, the protected pass pawn on d5 should win you the game. But if c5, I don't think there's any
The impatience just sometimes causes is also a
Whoa,
factor.
wait.
Yeah,
Something
queen
just happened.
queen g3, and then c cross d4. He gets connected fast pawns in the center,
Yeah.
and
This
his
is
knight
getting
is
messy.
almost trapped. but not quite.
Yeah. True. Knight can kind of escape c6 and b4 after
Yeah,
pawn takes.
yeah. But those central pawns will be a big
Yeah,
hurdle,
big
and
trouble.
if he does not handle them properly.
True.
Yeah,
But
queen
honestly, I
g3.
was so.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were saying something?
yeah. I think queen g3 is a move that most of most of the people will pay with a heavy heart because you are
No,
attacking
no,
and you
no.
sacrificed a piece and you're now exchanging queens. But exchanging them up was the best move.
Yeah.
That's why chess is so hard. Every rule has an exception.
Hmm. I
Now
think he
for the
maybe
love of
rushed it
God.
with the queen g3.
Yeah. Yeah. Intuitively, it is not a bad move, but it just practically it does not work in this case.
Tactically, yeah. The two pass pawns make it dangerous. Okay, but now Black has declined the trade.
Yeah, bishop b2 is not a
It
bad move.
does.
I might have played that.
Yeah. It guards the pawn, prevents the, connected passives.
And now he can take d cross c5 or play d5, whatever he likes.
Yeah.
Previously, he could not because the knight was hanging.
Hmm. Now it works. I don't know why the computer says it's a draw.
Yeah, some
Uh,
kind of dynamic counterplay.
yeah, rook
See,
d8.
rook 88 was the most natural move on the board, but it is a blunder.
Yeah, but okay. Now I'm curious. Like, what would it be? What would be the best way to combat?
Yeah, let's actually.
Let's see. Like rook d8 is the most natural move, kind of in this position,
Oh.
but it doesn't work. Hmm.
If by any chance rook cross c5 is correct, it should not be. But
Which one?
yeah, it
Rook and
cannot be.
c5.
Like queen can turn back. Yeah, it
Yeah,
cannot be.
this bishop takes. There's also queen takes, and knight g4 doesn't work like in that position, even if the bishop's here or the queen's here.
Hmm.
The square is well guarded, the h2 square. So I don't know. It can't be rook takes e5. Yeah,
No, it
it's
can.
not.
Yeah, the queen can come back.
What
Is
should
it
it
rook
be?
e6?
Yeah, something like rook e6 and maybe swing it around, right?
Yeah, but it is
Yeah, but
not clear.
this is unclear. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Probably relying on the fact that white's king is wide open, but very pro to
Yeah,
attacks.
but
And
even
if you
if you
get
get the rook to e6, how do you get it to g6 without playing g6?
yeah, true. Maybe you'll have to give like play knight g4,
No, I
knight
think
takes e4.
this move threatens knight d7 actually.
Knight d7. Yeah, knight
Yeah,
d7 is all like there's a
yeah. I
yeah knight
think
d7,
this is
knight
it.
g4 is inaccurate. Knight g4 and then
Knight d7, knight g4 it runs into rook g6 again,
yeah,
and
true.
that e4 pawn is such a good thing because it prevents f3.
Yeah, yeah. Looks it's a very
Yeah,
nice position. Like you know, worth
yeah, but
analyzing the position.
spotting this is very hard if you do not have the eval bar in a real game.
True. You won't even suspect that
Yeah,
something's wrong
anybody
here.
would play rook b8 in these kinds of positions.
Yeah. Rook b2. Okay, bishop
Uh,
b2.
Now again, I thought rook e6 might have been good. But anyway.
Mm,
Oh, he clears the h5 square for his f6 knight.
yeah. Again, like logical. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a bad move. It's logical.
Yeah, even after that very bad sack, he is
Yeah.
still very much in the game.
Yeah. So knight c6, knight h5, rook. Yeah. Now it's looking good. The attack is building up.
Yeah, this is why I do not like chess. Oh, okay. Yeah, knight d4.
Yeah. Wow, very accurate. Again, he's not messing up.
Yeah,
Right. He brings the
suddenly
queen back. Queen back. I'm not sure. Like, let's say some other move.
I would
What
not
would
have played queen d7.
a backward move, right? Not very clear to the eye.
Yeah.
Let's say something like this. Yeah, this also works, but Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
queen f4 is far more natural. Queen, not maybe queen f4. What would I have played? I would have even considered queen h7 even because my queen will get out eventually. Uh,
Yeah, but that's completely like sort of makes the
no,
queen
I
useless,
have
right?
rook g6, right? Rook g6 and rook g5 is automatic, and then my queen will get out. Like he
Maybe.
cannot stop it. And okay, this is not good.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
but
queen like anywhere makes sense.
yeah,
Queen
f4
d7
is
though is
very
a little bit, little bit. I feel awkward playing this, but okay, at least it's a threat. You threaten to take or something like that.
yeah, king f1,
King f1 is bad.
stepping out of the pen. Probably he thought.
Yeah, getting out there, but it tactically doesn't work. I think it has to do with knight f4,
Yeah, knight
knight
f4,
f4, and
queen
then
g3, queen g3.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
maybe
okay, knight
rook
f4, queen
e6,
g3,
and then queen.
rook g6. No, yeah, rook g6, and then queen e3. No, queen f4. Queen f4, the rook g6, queen f4 is not possible because queen h3 and queen d3 mate.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing out.
But queen e3 or something. Queen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
queen
there is very
e3. I think
suspect.
like there is
Uh,
this, but there's also maybe just uh,
uh, yeah, the position is good, but he will just have to figure out one good move here.
yeah, maybe there's also like knight d3 something. Knight d3 and
Yeah,
rook f6.
there are a lot of
I
things.
don't. Yeah, a lot of moves. Knight d3 works. I think it also threatens the bishop. So
Yeah.
yeah, knight d3 works. Yeah.
Often these kinds of positions are very counterproductive for the better side. Often because they have too
Yeah,
many good
yeah,
options.
yeah. True. But okay, what's happening in the game? I'm curious. So a bunch of moves later. Wait. What?
Yeah, for a game to be played like this and then to end like this is
What is happening? Okay. Black almost had this.
this is divine
Now it's just
injustice.
yeah. Yeah. There's, there's no way he blundered that. I think it may be a mouse slip, but I can't imagine it being a mouse slip.
Yeah,
Like,
queen d3. Yes.
like for example here, how do you mouse slip? Where were you planning to move the queen that you suddenly dropped it here?
Yeah, maybe
I
queen
can
e7.
understand something here. Maybe, something like
Maybe
this. I can
queen
understand.
e7 maybe.
Yeah, queen
But even
e7, but
that is not a natural move here. The natural move is something
yeah,
along the lines of knight e5 or something.
yeah. Okay, anyway, white wins. So 5-0 for Patna.
Yeah, just the Gautam Dharma guy is playing. He likes to
Yeah.
make draws, so we can
Hmm.
inspect him.
Okay. He's a piece up. So should be an easy one.
Yeah, it's 19. Okay,
Yeah.
Gautam is upper piece. Yeah, he's a very good player. When I played against him. I was very impressed as I think I said.
Mhm. Yeah.
His understanding is very good. Not his understanding, his calculation is very good. If his understanding
Yeah.
gets a bit better, he will be a very strong player, maybe.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, he sees, he always calculates what will happen after he plays a move. He's not an intuitive player. And he
Mhm.
looks at, he just loses control. He lost control against me because of losing the sense of danger. And
Yeah.
not because of calculation mistakes.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this position is kind of slipping away. I mean, it's fine, still winning, but
Yeah, they're stably good. Uh,
yeah,
even
yeah.
if the position gets into objectively drawn territory, like the black pieces player will not be able to defend it
Yeah, this move I like.
because
Shut everything down.
yeah, it is not actually shutting anything down. G5 I think is a good move because it just creates another flank for some counter play, like two connected fast balls there.
Yeah, but otherwise, they would just push down the board anyway.
Yeah, but it would not have been two connected fast balls. Right?
I see.
Yeah, like H2 pawn will always be there to
Mm-hmm.
halt anything. It would have been much slower, but now G5 achieves some sort of counter
Yeah.
play.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
It is not very. It is not enough, but it is something.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I misunderstood it.
Yeah, now it is not anything.
Yeah, now this prevents G5.
Now you cannot play G5 ever. Now you slowly play. What here will he slowly play? Yeah, it is not easy to figure out a plan.
Yeah, it's not easy. I
Now
guess.
A5 and the A3 pawn is a little bit loose potentially.
You have to do something with the rounding of the king.
So where does the bishop go? There, yeah. Okay, now the A3 pawn. Now king A6 first, and then rook C3 or something. But still rook B2 comes.
Yeah, but the bishop on this guy kind of feels misplaced to me.
Yeah,
Not sure what is doing there. But yeah, not easy.
Keep the rook on B2, I think. Rook B2. Yes, rook B2. Not rook A2. You do not defend your pawns.
This is a
Rook
bit
B2. Rook B2. Play rook B2.
Where here?
Yeah, rook B2. No,
Yeah,
I'm not saying tell you to play, but I'm telling him to play. He played it, right?
Yeah, he played it.
Yeah, rook B2.
Yeah.
That's the
now
move.
rook takes pawn, rook takes.
Now if rook C6, just play rook D5 and sit there and ask you what will you do. Rook C6, rook D5. I think it is even a zugzwang actually.
I think the king can go back.
No, D5.
Okay, but then the pawn is lost, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Not rook D6.
But he misses it.
Yeah,
still
now again rook
possible.
D5. Yeah.
King here.
He is low on time.
Yeah. Okay, now he gets.
Yeah, now things are getting a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, now my A4 scene counterplay is coming.
There's also like.
That's why H4 was such a bad move because like if the pawn would have been on H2, then nothing would have like the potential for danger on this side would have been much less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is just.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought H4 actually stops this.
Yeah.
Okay, but now it's just game over.
G3. G3.
Yeah, probably
G3
just G3 and then.
settling mate. Oh, okay. So.
Okay, yeah. You can
G3. I see. Okay. Yeah, I did not see that.
Yeah, even I didn't see it. Okay, yeah. Now this.
Now there's a draw, but.
Yeah, I think take this one with the draw, right?
Yeah, it is a draw, but the question is, can Black psychologically live with himself after making a draw?
Yeah. Well, this is use. Yeah.
Yeah,
this
now
is like inertia, right? Yeah. Go here. This is the best move.
Yeah, you should like A5. A5 is also good. A5 is A5 was a very cheeky move. Now rook G3 again.
Yeah, there's nothing happening here. You can just
king.
Trying for something like that, but never works.
Yeah, he has both of them have increment. This is going to be a draw.
Yeah. I think
on top of it, it is an A pawn. So Even if the rooks get exchanged in certain circumstances, it is pretty much the probability is next to null that
Yeah,
part will win.
yeah,
If it had been any other, if it had been a pawn on any other file, the story might have been slightly different.
yeah, true. Now that the king is off of this edge, there's not even any point in trying. I would just take the draw.
Yeah, there is just footsie at this point.
Yeah, anything, just put the king here and chill.
Yeah, now you will just
Yeah, you did. You set up a trap, but it's
yeah, those are
yeah.
why
I'll just,
you
yeah,
could have just played king d4 and took the pawn, just like that. He called the
yeah,
other way, went the other way.
yeah. Okay, finally a draw, and you know, Patna wins 5.5 to 0.5. Dominant victory, I would say. What else is everything else is done? I think. Let me check quickly.
So Gautam managed to make another draw against America.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He lived up to my belief in him.
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean,
Yeah, all matches done for today.
fantastic. So
Yeah,
interesting.
so
All the matches are interesting. Some are very one-sided because of the rating difference,
mhm.
but so far very exciting. I think the finals or semi-finals start tomorrow.
Yeah, the semi-finals starts at 8 and the finals at 10.
Yeah,
Yep.
fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so
Thank you, Ronald,
everyone,
for joining us.
thank you, Ronak, for joining, and thank you to all the viewers for joining. Hope you enjoyed today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be announcing the final results by morning time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Good
thank
night.
you for
Bye.
a lot of you. Bye.